Hi there, Aries. Welcome back. I hope y'all had a good Christmas. I got to eat pie. I got to eat pie. Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here for Aries. Let's see what's going on here, Aries. First card out is the Strength in reverse. Okay, so we have the Strength and the Ten of Sticks. So, Aries, I'm hearing that you might be feeling pretty weak because you have a lot of stuff on your shoulders here. Maybe too many bills. It could be anything, just like a lot of responsibilities, and it's making you feel weak. It's wearing you down. That's what I'm hearing. You are coming into this reading as the Lover, so you might be a very loving person. You could also be on the right track, like going into the right direction. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. So you're going in the right direction. It's like in the recent past, you had like all this responsibilities, possibly like too many bills or something like that. And you're putting yourself first. Finally. That's what I'm hearing. Finally. You're finally putting yourself first and you're going into the right direction. That's what Spirit wants you to know. You're going in the right direction. I'm hearing that you are like holding on to your assets, or you're holding on to money, you're collecting, accumulating, stacking money. That's what I'm hearing. You're definitely using your head here, your logic. It looks like you went through a period where, you were in debt. You were going through a terrible time there, and everything that you were trying to succeed in wasn't working. But now I'm hearing things are working because you've changed your perspective. You changed how you thought about things. Tell me more, Spirit, here for Aries. Yes, Aries, you are going through a rebirth, a transformation, I'm hearing. Things have come to the light. You see things clearly now. I'm hearing this is a beginning. This is a new beginning for you. An exciting new beginning. You're tired. That's what I'm hearing. You're so fed up and you're so tired of having way too much. Too much bills going out, not enough money coming in. You're fed up. You're ready for a new beginning. And you're jumping into this energy of the Page of Sticks energy. So you're definitely going into something that's going to be very exciting for you. This new chapter, this new rebirth that you're going through, it's leading you into this whole new realm. That's what's coming to the light here. You're done. Wow. So in the past, all you had was trouble. Trouble, debts, instability in your life, insecurity in your life. No wonder you felt so weak. Your energy was being drained out of you. That's what I'm hearing. Your energy was just being sucked out of you. The life was just being sucked out of you. You couldn't find joy. You couldn't find happiness anywhere until you decided now was the time for you to go and change. You took the initiative. You are the person who is causing your own rebirth. You're causing your own transformation. The way that you look at the world, the way that you look at your finances, the way that you're looking at your possessions, the way that you're looking at your maybe even your job, or how you accumulate money, whatever you do for money, everything is changing for you. Because your relationship with your things, your relationship with your possessions and your income and your money and everything has changed. The way that you handle things is changing. The way that you're viewing things is changing. Now I'm hearing you are finally in the back seat, like not in the back seat, sorry. You were in the back seat is what I wanted to say. You were in the back seat of your life, right? Like you were in the back seat. Not riding shotgun. No, you were like literally in the back seat, but now you're the driver. That's what I wanted to say. Now you're the driver. You're changing everything. Everything is changing. Yes, everything is changing. Everything is being illuminated for you. Like you're learning secrets, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be secrets, but it could just be like things that you didn't know before. You're finally realizing you're, I feel like you are pushing your energy out there to find out what it is that you don't know. You know, one thing that they don't teach in high school is finances. You know, they don't teach us finances. They don't teach us how to handle money. They don't, you know, we don't learn these things. The common people don't learn certain things in school. Rich, wealthy people who come from wealthy families, when they sit at the table, that's all they talk about is money. You know, well, I'm sure they don't talk just about money, but you get what I'm saying. They get an education about money, about resources, very young because they sit at the table with their parents and that's what they talk about, right? But the everyday person, we don't do that. You know, people don't talk around the table and talk about stocks and bonds or how to get loans and you know stuff like that, right? A lot of people come from families where they don't even know how would they go to college. They don't even know that they could get loans or they could get financial aid and things like that, right? It depends on where you come from. Okay. And what I'm hearing here is that you come from a household where money wasn't really talked about in depth. You know, your parents could only teach you what they know. They can't teach you things that they don't know, right? So you were raised in a home where you earned the money and then you spent the money. You earned the money, you pay your bills, you spent the money, and that was it, right? So, very basic knowledge of finances and possessions and things like that, right? Now I'm hearing you're developing this awareness, this huge awareness. So when you do go into this new chapter and when you do move on and the way that you are changing things, your relationship with your possessions and money and career and everything that you're doing, the new you is going to come out as the king of coins. The new you is going to be very educated. Nowadays, see, back in your parents' time, you know, or my parents' time, whoever's parents' time, back in the day, there wasn't a whole lot of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't a whole lot of knowledge about how things worked. I know a lot of people, I heard online that people were saying, oh, well, you know, you're 60 years old. It's your fault because, you know, you should have saved money. Well, guess what? If you're 60 years old, there wasn't a whole lot of knowledge back then. Nowadays, more people are coming online. And I even know people nowadays who are in their 60s and 70s who still do not go online. There's people around me that I've asked them about YouTube and they're like, what is that? You know, they don't know. They still get their news through the newspapers. And they still go to town and they still go buy their newspapers in town or the thrifty nickel, right? So that's how they get their news. They don't get their news like a lot of people nowadays getting it online through YouTube, right? So your parents didn't have the resources, Aries, that's the point. Your parents didn't have the resources and maybe you didn't have the resources, but now you do, right? So now your life is going to change for the better because now you're finding out how to do these things, right? For yourself. And guess what? Oh my goodness, you got the sun card coming out for you. You know what I'm saying? You are going to be so happy. I'm hearing you are just going to be so happy. The future is so bright for you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you, Aries, because this huge change. We do have the death card. The old you is going to be gone. You know, and it doesn't happen overnight. People think, oh, yeah, if you're going through the death period, you know, it's going to be instant. No, it's not. It's a transformation. It takes time. You know, it could take you 6 months. It could take you a year to get to where you're going. But the point is that you're heading in the right direction. And how do I know that? Because we have the Lovers card coming out. We have the Lovers card coming out. Not only the Lovers card, but we do, well, look right here. I don't know if y'all can see this in the camera because I never know where the camera is showing, but right here it tells me This new you is going in the right direction. You're going to be very happy, very smug, very content with this new direction in your life. So if you're wondering, are you going in the right direction? Spirit is saying, yes, you are. You are definitely going in the right direction. Yes, you might still be going through financial issues right now, okay? Because you're still coming out of that energy. You're still transforming. Everything doesn't change overnight. So if you're still struggling with money right now, that's okay because it's a learning experience. And you got to clear the way for the new you. You know what I mean? You got to have you ever heard of that saying, get your house in order? Well, that's what you're doing right now, Aries. You're in that energy of getting your house in order. It's a saying in America, if you're not from the United States, it's a saying in America where we say get your house in order. It can mean actually clean your house up, but it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than cleaning your house. It also means getting rid of the clutter, getting rid of things that you don't need anymore. And it could also mean paying off debts, paying off things that you owe, getting on top of your bills, maybe even paying your bills in advance, which in the United States you can do. It depends on what companies you work for. But it also means, but if you're not in the United States and you don't have that ability to pay your bills in advance, right? Then it means having the money in the bank to pay your bills. Okay? And this is what it means to get your house in order. Get everything in order, be on top of things, know where everything is at, get rid of the clutter, get rid of the trash, get rid of anything that you don't need, right? Sell whatever you don't need. It can also mean sell everything that you got that you don't need anymore, and get the things that you do need, right? We have the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So Aries, you might have somebody around you who's giving you bad advice, so be very careful with that person. The person could be an air sign, doesn't have to be, but could be. Could also be a Leo or an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. You do have somebody around you that's giving you bad advice. Okay? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. When people see you rising, it's that the crabs in the bucket effect. They don't like it. They don't want to see it. If this isn't an air sign and if it isn't a Leo, it could simply be a father figure or a male in your family. Okay? I've seen this with siblings. Okay? So I don't know why I'm getting this energy. Could be a sibling energy. A sibling who's watching you and seeing you shake off all these debts and stuff and seeing you going into a new direction might be something that they don't want. They'd be like, hey, let me give you some misinformation. Let me stir the pot here. We do have the Ace of Cups coming out. Abundance. So that person sees abundance. They see you coming out of this energy of need and going into abundance. Now, a King of Cups is somebody who could be a business person. Maybe you're starting a business, okay? Also, we have the King of Coins over here as well. So definitely, it reinforces it in my mind. Maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you're starting something new that is going to accumulate wealth for you. You have two cards that are saying wealth. Wealth is coming. This person could also be trying to say that you're a miser. Somebody who hoards money, or somebody who only thinks about money, or somebody who's really stingy with their money, right? There's a very negative, what's the word? When we say a miser, when we see the four coins, right? We think of somebody who's stingy, and we use that word as a negative thing, especially in the United States, because we're supposed to have frivolous things that don't matter, right? When you give a gift at birthday parties, a lot of times we give gifts that that person really doesn't need. We give extra, right? So when this person is saying that you're being stingy, I don't think you're being stingy, Aries. I think you're being very realistic, okay? And I feel like that's the difference because we do have the King of Blades coming out over here as well. So that's what I mean. You're not being stingy, you're being realistic. You're going to give a gift that means something that that person actually needs. Getting back to the basics. That's what I'm hearing. Getting back to the basics. Does the person need a new cell phone, or does that person need something that they don't need? I can't think of it right now, but you know what I mean? So if you're going to give a gift, if you decide to give a gift, because there's no law that says you have to give a gift. And that's one thing that this person in your life doesn't understand. There's no law that says you have to give a gift. We do have it in our society where it's become like expected, like, oh, wow, you didn't give a gift. I actually saw a commercial not that long ago. Actually, I think it was yesterday, where a girl got in the car and she got a ride, Uber ride, and the ride came out to like $38, $39. So she handed the person 40, and she was like, "It's okay, keep the change." And the driver was like, "What? Only $1 tip? Oh, you're stingy," and this and that. She was like, "I'm not stingy." you know. The point is it's kind of like a tip, right? Giving gifts and things like that is like a tip. It's not mandatory. We just make it. We just assume, or we just make it where it has to be mandatory in our society, especially in the United States. I'm not sure about other places, but I'm sure Europe and other places are similar. Okay, and I'm talking about United States, right? So this person is trying to make you feel guilty, like you should want to give them, something that's extravagant, right? Especially in the United States, we tend to have this thing where the bigger, the more extravagant the gift, the more the person loves you, which cannot be further than the truth, right? A person who's poor can love you more than a person who's rich, right? Or a person who has access to money or wealth or things like that, right? But we do associate gifts with love. I don't know why. I don't know why. My little boy used to come in and he used to pick me weeds. The flowers, I forgot what they're called, but they're weeds, right? And he would give it to me and he'd be so happy and look, mama, look what I got for you, right? And I knew that it came from his heart. That was his way of showing love, right? It wasn't roses, which cost more, right? This was something free that he picked from the yard, right? But those little weeds meant more to me than if he had gone and bought me a whole banquet of roses. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point I'm trying to make. You're not being greedy. This person is going to try to make you feel greedy. Aries, you got to put yourself first. And you are. And you are. You're doing exactly that. You're putting yourself first. You got to take care of yourself, because what is the point of giving all this money or buying something that you can't afford, and then you end up suffering and not having enough food in the house, or you're struggling to pay the bills, right? Stressing yourself out, giving yourself unnecessary stress. That's what it is. Giving yourself unnecessary stress. Why put yourself through that? And it looks like you're finally at that stage. Or you're coming to that stage where you're going to realize, why am I going to stress myself out? I will buy them some socks. They need socks. They need underwear. Be more practical, right? That's what I'm seeing here, Aries. You're definitely headed in the right direction. Your energy is changing. So, just so you know, I am looking at the King of Blades. I am looking at the King of Cups is coming out. The King of Coins is coming out. What's next? Exactly. What's going to be next is the King of Wands. So, in this next chapter, because you're definitely ending a chapter here, okay? Because I can see it right here. The Death card indicates an ending to the old and the beginning, right? A new rebirth, right? So, in the new chapter, guess what's going to be the first card coming out? Yes, I could already tell you what's going to come out. It's going to be the King of Wands. The King of Wands. Exciting. Exciting. What do you think about when you hear the King of Wands? The King of Wands is somebody who gets things done. It's the person who's going to be the mover, the shaker, the one that's going to be like, come on, let's get it done. It's going to Gonna have that energy of pushing something forward. That is what you're heading toward. That's what you have to look forward to. Yes, well, making the right decisions, judging correctly. Yes, I can see that in the cards. Using your head, using logic over emotions, definitely. But you're still an emotional being, of course. You're not a robot, but so you still have that, but there's a nice balance between your logical mind and your emotional mind. There's this beautiful balance that's pushing you into the King of Coins energy. And I love that because that's exactly what you want. Even though here, as the final card, you are coming out as the Page of Sticks energy, right? But what's next? The next one is I feel very strongly that you're going to totally skip the page I'm sorry. You're totally going to skip the Queen of Sticks energy and you're going to jump right into the King of Sticks energy. You're skipping that part. Just like you're skipping the queens in this area. We got king, king and king. Okay? That's how I know. The next cuz you got a king here, king here, king here. This is all your energy. Okay? That's how I know in the next chapter you're going to jump in as the King of Sticks slash King of Wands. Same thing. So, Aries, what I'm hearing is that you're going to become this leader, right? The King of Wands is a leader. You're going to have a vision and you're going to be like passionately pursuing this vision. And not only that, but your confidence is going to just zoom up. You're going to have the confidence that you need to be able to pull off what it is that you need to pull off in order for you to become the King of Coins. That's why I know the King of Wands is the one that's coming next, right? Okay. And you're going to be very inspired. That's how much your confidence is going to be so high. And you're going to be so inspired and you're going to be like going through new ideas. So write those ideas down. Okay? You're being guided to write those ideas down as quickly as possible. Write them down. Write those ideas down because you might go back to them. That's what I'm hearing. You might end up going back to them. Again, I feel like you're going to have naysayers around you. So you might have a husband and a wife, okay? A water sign and an air sign coming towards you, trying to give you some misinformation, okay? Saying that it's for your own good, and it's not. It's not. Yeah, these two might be married. They're married, but they're not happy with each other at all, okay? I don't know what their problem is, but they're going to try to make you feel or think that they know best. This person might, work in a bank or they might have some kind of knowledge about banking or knowledge about stocks, bonds, or investing, or they might have some knowledge of things that you're not aware of. Okay? So they might have some knowledge of these things, but they're definitely going to direct you in the wrong direction here. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? And they're purposely doing this. They're purposely going to do it on purpose. Give you some misinformation. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every little thing that they're going to say is going to be wrong. No. No. It's not what I'm saying. I'm sure there's going to be some truths in there that are going to be twisted. Okay? So, it's your job, Aries, not to take their word for it. Okay? Because this is, I'm getting very strongly like this is a sibling. Sibling and their spouse. Okay? So you're being guided here to double check everything. Do not take a person's word for anything. Do your own work. Do your own research. Find out what it is that you need to do, what it is that you need to know, right? And then keep asking questions. Google's right there at your hands. I mean, you literally have a dictionary, or pretty much all the knowledge that you want to know is literally in your hand right now. So, and I see you doing that actually. I hope it's because I'm what I'm telling you. But I do feel like you are, because you're going to be jumping into this energy of the King of Wands really soon. I see it coming really soon. Even though I see you in this energy here. This is beautiful. Let me go ahead and pull out. I'm going to pull out these other cards. I want to see if there's anything else that you need to know when it comes to your finances. I do see an ending and a beginning, and an ending and a beginning. So this right here, this section that you're in right here, is actually a chapter. Okay, so this is like the ending of one chapter. I'm sorry, I don't know if y'all can see me. This is the ending of one chapter that you're in, and then over here you're going to be ending and starting a new chapter again. So this is like we're catching the end of one cycle and then the end and beginning of a new cycle here. Even though it looks like a quick cycle, it's not. This could be like months, right? Or weeks, or even days. I mean, it could be. Who knows, right? Anything else here Aries needs to know, Spirit? This one? Okay. I'm seeing somebody being stressed out. Somebody holding back. Somebody holding their tongue. That's what I'm hearing. Somebody's going to be holding their tongue here. Okay, somebody's going to be holding their tongue because they're not going to want to be fighting, or they're not going to want to argue. They're not going to want to debate with you. Yeah, somebody around you is not going to want to debate with you. Huh, okay. So something that you're going to do, and somebody's not going to want to debate with you because they're not going to want to be getting the short end of the stick. Again, it's coming out as a male figure. Could be another Aries. Could be also a Sagittarius. It's like this person doesn't want to get the short end of the stick, but at the same time, this person wants to come in and control you. So you are going to have somebody around you that's going to be trying to control you. This does not necessarily have to be the same person that's going to give you misinformation. This actually could be somebody else. Okay? This could be another party, a third party coming in, trying to like redirect you in a different direction, because something that you're going to be doing is going to be stressing this person out. Going to be like some kind of nightmare for this person. Yeah. And they don't want to say something to you because they're not going to want to have that confrontation. So I feel like this person is going to try manipulation instead. They're not going to want to come toward you and butt heads with you, you know. It's more of them wanting to get the upper hand, but do it in a very manipulative way, because this person is going to be upset because they're not going to be getting their way. Actually, they're going to feel very chaotic. Whatever it is that you're going to do, you're going to make somebody feel very chaotic inside, to the point where like they're going to want to yell at you, they're going to want to scream at you, they're going to want to tell you something, but I don't see them doing it actually. You know, they're going to want to, but they're not going to. That's the difference. Anything else here Aries needs to know about this person? Aries, this person might want you to give them something. Okay, so this is part of the manipulation I'm talking about, where this person is going to try to like come in, create problems, and make you see something. Like they're going to try and make you change your perspective about something and make you want to give to them. They're going to make things appear like, oh, you know, the smoke has cleared, or some kind of illusion has lifted, and they're going to try to show you something that has something to do with you being loyal to the family. Like you have to be loyal to the family, and this misinformation has been lifted or something like that, and they want you to be generous to the family. This person's going to be angry, but they don't want to fight with you. Okay, they don't want to argue. That's why they're going to come in and try to use manipulation to get the best. Like, the best reaction out of you, which is to get you to think that it's your idea. So whatever this is something that they're going to try to make you think that it's your idea, or get you to come to this conclusion So it will be your idea to give money to whatever it is that they want you to give money to. It does look like it's them, but it's all because of something to do with the family. Something that they want you to find out about the family or their family or something like that, okay? Yeah, so they're going to try to get you to give some money. They're like, give us some money. Huh. Aries, I'm hearing that this person's going to put you like in the spot. Like they're going to put you in the spot. Could be in front of everybody. Doesn't I don't know who these people are. It doesn't have to be family. It could also be people in your community. Like they're going to plan to put you in the spot where you're going to have to make a very tough decision, but immediately. And they're going to try to make it where it's going to be really hard for you to get out of there or to walk away, right? They're going to put you in a situation where it's like you're going to be stuck. You're going to have to give an answer on the spot, or you're going to have to say something on the spot. And it's all part of their manipulation. There is something here about this person knowing about your emotional baggage. Like they're going to know things about how you feel about certain things. And it seems to be something that they're going to play into. Okay, so it's something like, they might, you might be very passionate about something, or you might feel like the kids in your family don't have enough clothes or something like that, right? And this person's going to like try to put you in the spot to make it where you don't have a choice. You're going to feel obligated to give. But I want you to know that Spirit is saying here to be very cautious. Be very cautious. Especially of who you give to. Okay? Because this could be charity or something that they're expecting from you, or they're wanting you to pay for something. And Spirit is saying to be very cautious with how you give them money. So maybe instead of giving them like your credit card or Cash App or whatever, maybe just go pull some cash out and give it to them like that. But not with them with you. There's something here about you got to be cautious with this person. Okay, so go off, tell them, okay, I'm going to get the money by myself. I'll go and something like that. Just don't give them any of your information, or try not to. Okay, there's something here that's like red flags, like be careful how you do this, something about that. All right, Aries, I'm gonna get out of this reading. You're definitely on the right track. So if you're cleaning house, keep cleaning house, keep going through your stuff, keep selling whatever it is that you have. Keep asking yourself, do you really need this? Do you really need that? What's the point of having it? Ask yourself the hard questions, because that's part of cleaning your house up, right? And of course, get on top of those bills. That's another thing. Anyways, guys, catch me in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Happy late Merry Christmas. We got New Year's coming in pretty soon, guys. So let's do this. Also, guys, I am going to be planning to start deleting some of my old readings, because we're going into the new year. So if you're wanting to see any old readings, right now would be the time to go ahead and do it. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to give y'all time. But yeah, if you plan to watch any of the old readings, or you want to read them, watch them again and again, or if you have any that you want me to just keep up for you because they mean something for you, just let me know and I'll keep those up. Okay, like if there's a reading that you specifically want to keep, I know some people like to go back and listen to them like a year later. I've had that happen. So if there's any specific ones, just let me know in the comments. Hey, can you keep this one up for me? And I'll put it on the list and make sure that I don't delete that one. Okay. But if you would like to, yes, right now would be the good time to go through the old readings and see if any of them are something that you want to keep. Anyways, guys, catch me in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.